Oh, hey, everybody. Model building start to finish again. John and Dan here. And we're looking at the Owl Mountain Flatcar in process here.
Right.
And you promised last time we're going to see some progress on some couplers and stuff like that, right?
Right. So that's what we'll do next.
Cool. It's that old tired sprue tree thing.
Yeah, it's almost denuded here. And I'm going to denude it some more. These are the draft gear lids.
Yeah.
For the couplers, so I need to cut those out.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is everybody's favorite part.
Yeah.
We should just do a whole video, Dan, just filing stuff.
The one thing I will say about this with coupler box lids is sometimes I like to file this way.
Yeah.
To make sure that there's no little obstructions here that would prevent it from closing all the way.
Oh, right. Yeah.
These actually don't really need it. They're pretty clean, but it's just something to think about with other kits. So I'm using the Katie whisker couplers that are included with the kit.
Oh, it comes with Katie's?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's really good.
Very clever coupler box design, too. They used extended shank couplers, and so the opening for the draft gear is actually very close to scale, but the rest of the coupler box is bigger to accommodate the back of the coupler. It does limit the side-to-side swing a little bit, but from what I've heard, that doesn't really matter too much unless you're running on really tight curves.
Yeah, but you don't. So
right.
It doesn't matter. It seems to me that, and I might be wrong about this, but anyone who would buy a kit like this probably isn't going to be running on 18-inch curve radiuses anyway.
Yeah. I guess unless you had some industrial trackage somewhere that was like super tight or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Just because that seems like a train set kind of thing to do. You know,
yeah.
I mean, not a serious modeler, but whatever.
Who knows. Anyway, the important thing to remember with these whisker couplers is to make sure that the whiskers are completely inside the box.
Yeah. So
that they don't get like clamped between the.
Yeah, it won't move if
the
that
box.
happens.
Yeah.
I like this because this feels like one of those sort of, getting close to being finished parts when you start adding couplers and trucks and all that.
Yeah. The kit comes with 2 sets of 256 screws. The shorter ones go in the coupler box lids. So there are no uncoupling levers included with the kit. However, there are holes in the end sills if you want to add them. So I drilled those out when I drilled the rest of the holes in the end sills. And I have a couple of Detail Associates 2206 eye bolts. And I'm going to insert those on each end.
Just one on each end, right?
One on each end, yeah. And secure it from the back with some CA.
Hey, this isn't the right car. What are you trying to trick me or something?
It's finished. Magic.
Yeah, right. And now it's somehow it's some kind of a log car or something, right?
No. I got this car out because it has the type of uncoupling lever on it that I want to use.
Yeah.
Now you can buy these. However, I really think they've gotten ridiculously expensive lately. Yeah. Just for a little piece of bent wire. So I'm going to make my own.
Yeah. Well, let me guess, $4 or something like.
Yeah, they're they're really pricey for. I don't remember what the price was last time I looked at it, but I thought it was too much.
Maybe they're made here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're bent on some kind of a machine.
Oh.
It probably takes
2 seconds.
2 seconds, yeah. But anyway, it really isn't that hard to reproduce this using some wire, so I'm just going to use some 012 brass wire and make my own. So using the cut levers on my other car as a pattern, I made new ones. One thing about mine that aren't on the commercial ones is this little bend up.
Yeah.
Because Owl Mountain Models conveniently provided a little hole on the bottom of the coupler box that this fits into. Makes it very easy to attach them.
Right.
So we just need to thread it through the eye bolt.
Right, so you're going to have to do this exact same thing on both ends, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I remember watching you do this on, I think it was weathering and detailing HO scale rolling stock videos, volumes 1 and 2, because you talked about making uncoupling levers like this.
Yeah, I know I've done it before.
Yeah, I think the same problem too that you mentioned was that it was getting expensive. So they've been expensive for a while.
Yeah, and really just for a little piece of wire.
You could just sit there and bend these things for an hour and sell them for $4 a piece or for a pair. You'd probably make a lot of money
Yeah.
if you're looking for a menial task.
Well, I think I have enough projects, but so I'll secure it with a little drop of CA. Just right there. The eye bolt will hold the other end. So I did the same thing on the B end, except I had to add just a slight bend here to get it around this little piece.
Uh-huh.
Because it was touching that and wouldn't quite go in.
Yeah.
Not going to be too apparent, but it's just a little concession to getting everything to fit.
Yeah, and that's another thing, I guess, for viewers that are thinking about trying something like this is, you'll come up with stuff like that where you have to improvise, right?
Right,
So,
right.
So don't be afraid to.
Right. The other good thing about only gluing it here is that it still allows the coupler box lid to be removed,
Uh-huh.
which I will probably want to do when it comes time to paint the car because I'll take the couplers out for that. So the trucks in this kit need some assembly. First, I'm going to trim the flash because I see there's a little bit of flash on these. So I'm just going to use a hobby knife and trim it off. The truck's pressed together, and it's also important to get any flash off of the little prong that fits inside the bolster.
Uh-huh.
Also, I noticed some of the bolster ends have some flash inside, so I have to trim that out too. So these just snap together. The little notch on the top of the peg on the side frame goes up toward the top of the bolster. There it goes.
There it goes.
Other side's the same thing. And then the wheels will go in. And actually, I didn't have to squeeze very much at all.
Uh-huh.
So probably isn't going to do anything to the wheel gauge. But I'll check it anyway. Still good.
It'll be good.
Still good.
Would it be worthwhile to lubricate it now, or is it?
I don't think
Perfectly
these need
fine.
it. These are pretty free rolling.
Yeah.
They're also equalized.
Oh, nice.
So,
It's just built that way.
Yeah. So it says to mount the trucks with the longer 256 screws. So do that. And notice you don't want to over tighten them, otherwise it'll make it impossible for these to pivot. So I'm checking the coupler height, and it looks like the B end is just about perfect.
That's good.
The trip pin clears the bottom shelf, and the coupler height matches the gauge.
Uh-huh.
Now the A end is low for some reason.
You built it wrong, dude.
Yeah. Now there are some little bolster shims included with the kit, so I'm going to try using one of those, and we'll see if this helps.
It'll help. The question is, will it be enough or will it be right after you use it?
Not quite sure how this is supposed to go because it has a little, whoops.
Yeah, it needs to go over that, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's, you see that little, this little part that sticks up?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't fit into anything. So I think this is going to be way too high.
What's the alternative then? To use those little other ones you can get from,
Yeah.
shoot, I forget who makes them now, but they're little rubber things.
Katie. Yeah. In fact, this isn't even threading. So I'm
Are you
not
doing something? You've got to be doing something wrong. Is there something in the instructions about it?
It doesn't really say too much about it, except on the drawing it's labeled as a something you can use to adjust the coupler height. But
That's weird.
yeah, the screw's not even going through it. I guess I would have to tap it or something, or drill it out. Katie sells these little washers in red and gray. The red ones are 15 thousandths, and the gray ones are 10 thousandths. So since this was off by quite a bit, I'm going to try one of the red washers and see where that gets us.
He's saying it's perfect from across the table.
Yeah. So the stirrup steps that are included are brass, and some of them need to be bent back into shape.
Oh, did they get tweaked in the package or what?
Yeah, something, or in the molding process, or I'm not sure. But anyway, you may need to straighten them out slightly. Just be very careful. And one thing that's nice is that it includes 5 so that you have an extra in case you break one or lose one or something.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm just using some wire cutters to cut these off the tree, and then I'll have to file that.
More filing.
Yeah, more filing.
It's a good thing files work on plastic and metal.
Yeah. So the little prongs on the back of the stirrups go through the holes that were drilled in the side earlier.
That looks really nice.
Yeah, and then I'll just secure it from the back with some CA. So the brake wheel is on the same parts tree as the stirrup steps. I'll just cut it out and clean it up with a file.
Is that just the post? What is that? Oh, I see.
It's
It
just
looks
the-
like I didn't see the round part. It just looked like I was looking at the edge of it. It looked like just the post.
Yeah, no, this is the actual brake wheel.
Where's the post?
The post is the little short piece of phosphor bronze wire that was left over.
Oh, that last piece, the thick piece.
Yeah.
Ah.
So the instructions say you can glue or solder the brake wheel to the post. I'm going to try soldering it. I'm using a little Tix flux here to...
Yeah, it seems like soldering would make it a much stronger piece, wouldn't it? The only problem is you have to make sure that it goes on straight.
Yeah, well, first I'll get it soldered, and then I can reheat it and straighten it if I need to.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that does make sense.
So I got it pretty straight. I'm going to nip off this excess wire on the top and then file it down.
Yeah, it looks pretty good so far.
I'll hold it like this so that I don't put any stress on the wire while I'm filing it.
Don't look now. It's more filing.
So the instructions say to cut down the brake wheel staff and then insert it here. I'm going to leave it long, though, for now until after the car's painted,
And why is that?
because this provides a nice painting handle for the
Oh.
brake wheel.
Duh, I should know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, at this point, the car is pretty much ready for paint. So maybe this is a good place to stop the chapter.
Oh, okay.
And we'll pick it up next time with painting.
Wow. Moving right along. I'll see you then.
Yeah.